Anyway, back to the second half, Sunday, February 12th. We'll cut that part out. Okay, anybody thought of any other questions you wanted me to go over? Okay, so we'll do standing and then we'll review the silk reeling. It's so funny, you know, even for me, I'm complaining every morning I'm so tight and all of this, and the silk reeling would probably help me. That's what happens when you have too many exercises and drills and things, right? If you only have one, well, you just keep doing that one. Okay, so the silk reeling, it started out with the shooting palm, right? And oh yes, that's nice because we're talking about this. And just let the arm swing, right, easily, and release the leg, right? Release the leg as you turn, so you don't lock the knee, and you don't put pressure on the knee. And learn to vibrate, right? Gently vibrating the palms and the fingertips. Okay, so you can come from behind me. Why don't you go behind me? Okay. Standing. No, standing, right? And turn the waist. And as you're turning, learn to take a step. And ideally, if you can, ideally we want to turn all the way to one side and sink, right? Sink in the hip joint, right? There's another place to practice. Sink in the hip joint and then step and then switch. Right? So you have to let the feet turn, step. By stepping, you force yourself to shift 100%. All your weight into one leg and turn. And just let the hands relax and swing. Okay, and practice sinking into the hip joint. Think of the hip joint every time you pick up the leg. Yeah? So the legs have to turn. Right? So you can turn all the way. You turn all the way. And it's a nice warm up. Remember, you want to cover at least the elbow, but you can actually come all the way up through the shoulder joint. Right? And you can see that hula move right here, right? That dance move. And then the hand folds. Just let it fold inside all the way. Just let it fold inside. Yeah. And have the intent of washing with the palm. Right? The palm's washing through the forearm. And breathe. So that's the first one. Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, this beast. Guys that do the gritty do. Turns out 80%
what happened to my...
have a Sleep Number 360 smart bed. Get game-changing sleep. Visit sleepnumber.com now.
Oh goodness, what happened to my music? Oh. That was supposed to be a 3-hour thing, that's why I play it. Yeah. Okay. And then the next part is to learn as you're coming back to sit back. So sit back and draw. So if I go kind of in an angle. Oh, it's so bright. Let me see if that helps. A little too bright. Yeah, that's a little. Let me close some of this window. It's a little bit too washed out and bright, John. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so as you're turning, sit back and turn. So it's that like drawing back, that feeling where you're kind of drawing and you want to sink back into the hip joint. Right? You turn and then sit back into the movement. So you sit back while you turn. And this is to help pump the lymphatic system. So the first one a little bit more relaxed, you're not worrying about that. But then this one you're sitting back so you can pump the lymphatic system. You see my foot has to turn. Yeah, sit back and then my foot has to turn. So I'm swiveling on my heels. Yeah, relax the waist, relax the tailbone. Yeah. Drawing back. Sitting back. And it took me a while to get this coordination I'm surprised I can do it two sides now. When I first learned, I could only do it in one direction. So if it feels a little off, don't worry about it. You just have to get comfortable with the movement. Yeah, don't get frustrated. And just let what comes out and take a break and try again. Right? If it's difficult, but yeah, sinking back. Right from here, sinking back. And just letting the arms swing. And then the next variation you can add is, okay. So then from here, right, the hand lifts up. So from here, you just let the hand wave and lift up. And it'll scoop up. The whole arm kind of circles up. You show you different angles how it's coming up. So it just comes down and sweeps. And then you stretch the fingertips. You can feel a little stretch over here. And from here comes up. And the bottom hand just rests against the body. And then you turn. Okay, and then as you're turning, the palm turns, elbow drops. And the bottom hand draws across, right? So it draws across and then it switches. So that's the next variation. And same thing, you could sit back while you're drawing back. And then this hand, as it comes back, you slowly start turning and coiling, so that teacup movement. And so as it comes back, the teacup, the fingertips are rubbing against here, and then eventually the hand's going to rub against the body, first through the kidneys, right? So it rounds the kidneys, and then it could come all the way down the piriformis, coming up and rising. So one just coming out, and then two start teacupping, start turning, and then three teacup into the kidneys, okay. And then four teacup into the kidneys and gently massaging down through the piriformis and then up, yeah. So again, just drawing across and letting it go, and then starting to create that teacup. And then into the kidneys and down. And then as you do that, the hand starts open, but then the hand can start gathering, kind of like that flower, right? Like picking a bud. So first it's just turning and fingertips, and then you start coiling the fingers together. So it could be, right? It could be like this. So as I'm massaging the kidneys, right, it's the back of the hand here. I could make a loose fist. Okay. Well, I really don't want to make a fist. If I make a fist here, it's going to tighten too much, so I just want it open. And massage and then open hand. Okay. And it comes with the turn. By turning, that helps to bring the hand back. If I don't turn, then I have to move my arm. But if I turn, it comes together. Yeah, and then it can come out and turning. Yeah. So you can feel your hand kind of gathering, and your hand can have this kind of like bud motion, and then it'll be rounded as you come through. It'll be rounded here. You can massage it. So, right. So one, just drawing across the body. Just drawing across the body. And then two, starting to add that teacup turn on the bottom, right? That teacup turn, the bottom hand. And then three, let that come. Three, let it come and massage the kidneys. So it's massaging the front of the body, right? And it's massaging the kidneys. And then let it drop down and then come up. Kidneys and drop down and then come up. Drop down through the piriformis. You can feel that valley, right? Just cutting down, and you can catch the ITB band from here, yeah. And then for the top hand you have the variation. Right? It doesn't have to be here. It can be anywhere from here up through here. So it could be coming across the solar plex, it could be higher, or it can cut right across the body coming down. Yeah? So I could come across here, come across here, come across here, right across the solar plex. If I come across the solar plex, I can teak up right in the middle of the rib cage, right? So your left side is stomach, spleen, your right side is liver, right? Opposite from what I'm showing you, right? So this is my right side, liver is here, my left side, stomach, so spleen. So you could do that, or you could just come across and just kind of gently, using the whole palm, gently comfort and massage the stomach. Yeah. So you can take these movements and just modify them to really what you feel you need to do. So the hands drawing different areas, cutting across the different energy bands of your body, the different meridians, focusing on different organs. And just gently imagining you, like if I'm doing liver, right, I'm just massaging the liver. Right, if I'm coming down kidneys, I'm massaging the kidneys, just kind of being aware of that. From there. So you can see the form change a little bit, right? Just kind of depending on what you're emphasizing and coming across. So all these variations, we're just going to run through so many variations today, and you just come back to the video later on, just pick one or two and just work on that and add another one, okay? And then the final variation is just with the hands, right? So if it's coming down, then right about here it grabs both hands, they rise, and then just let it slap, right? Just let it kind of relax and slap, and like shaking off water, but outwards, relax, and then go. So coming down, rising and twisting, and then turn, and here. So if I'm facing this way, coming out, I'm turning to the side, right? It's twisting and rising, elbow tucks in, and then turn, elbows tucked in, and release. And then do the other side, spiraling, and let go. Spiraling, and then let go. So if I'm facing you, spiraling, and then let go. And then start again, spiraling, let go, spiraling, let go. Okay. So this hand kind of snakes its way up, and coming from here, shooting down, and then right in the center, it stays tight to my body, and it twists coming up. And as I'm turning, I want to keep the shoulders down and down, so I can feel this winding and twisting coming up. And my whole body, I let my whole body move. Yeah, so like kind of angle for you. And my whole body twisting and letting go. So it could be just really straightforward, or I could have all these turns and down. And even if this turn doesn't feel comfortable, sometimes just force yourself to turn, because it's the same like the vibrating palm. Teach your body to do that, and then eventually it starts becoming natural and comfortable. Yeah. So and let it go. Just release it. Yeah, so a lot of variations, yeah. in here. So, okay, so that's the first two. And these are all review. We've done these before. Okay, so I wanted to do the next series. Start introducing the next series. So the next series is the hand comes up. So that's related to this warm up that we do. Right, from here, hands right in the center. So this hand comes up, and the center of the palm is facing. If you can put it either over the top of your head, right over, it could be right over your spine, or a little bit in the front, or it could be pointed more towards your forehead. So for now, forehead is enough. And you turn. So let's see, if my back is to you, it's going to come up. I'm going to turn, and then drop the shoulder and elbow, and let the palm come down, and then bring it back up, and turn back. And then the other hand comes up, does the same thing. It switches, it turn, and the palm turns out and slap down, and then comes up and turn. Right? So the front is turning, and then turn. I'm just holding that ball, and while I'm holding the ball, but the palms are turning out and slapping down. And then I come back, the palms are facing me again. Right, I turn my waist, and then round. You can see how it's rounding and swinging over. Yeah. And then turning and coming out. So as I turn, this opens up a little bit. Right, the shoulder, and the whole arm swings down, and then it opens, and then it folds back. And then the whole arm swings, and then it switches, and you have to turn your body, and you're holding that ball. Yeah. Out. So you can lightly look at it. You don't have to do this, but just be aware of that top hand. Breathing in and out. This is just the hands. The more you turn your waist, the more you'll turn behind you. But with our feet not moving, it's hard to turn back. So breathing in and then releasing. Relax and breathe in. So washing the inside and outside, and here the hands are spinning and out, and then from here, yeah. Oh, I can feel that I'm getting a little stoned doing this right over here. I can feel that little pressure coming out. It's like, oh. And here, okay? So that's the basic hands, but to do the whole body, it has stepping. So the same hand, with my right hand, right, then the right leg, and then as I turn, my leg's going to come with me, and then I'll step down. Okay, and then I'll pick up the back leg, and I'll let my body turn a little bit more, release that pressure, and then step back, and then come back, right, and then come back to center, and then the other side lifts and turn and step, and then switch and lift. So walking in place, step, come back to center, switching, picking up, turning on one leg. Yeah. So for now, just take a small step, just get comfortable with it. Later on, this can become this could turn all the way behind you. Yeah. So, my back to you. Right? Right now, I'm just going to turn maybe 45. As long as I turn, that's fine, right? If it's still in front of me. But as I get comfortable sinking into my hip, I could try turning a little bit more. As long as I'm not putting pressure on my knee, as long as I'm sinking into my hip. And I get comfortable, I could turn a little bit more. So now I'm actually facing the side. But I have to be really cognizant. I don't want pressure on my knee. So the more you turn, the more requirement you have of folding into the hip, right? And I could turn back, right? So I could turn all the way behind. But don't start there. Start with the small turn, just comfortable, just learn the steps. And then eventually, as you learn to sink and press into that joint, right? You have to hold into that joint as you turn, not let that go, right? And then keep on turning and then turn back. Yeah. But if you're feeling pain and pressure on your knees, don't make that big turn, right? Don't force that. It's not worth it. It's not worth the stress on the knees. Okay? So together, lift, turn, palms are turning, step and shift and pick up the back leg. Let everything go. Drop the shoulders, drop the elbows. And then step back, the hands coordinating, step back. Okay, and then do the other side and turn. If you wanted to really practice and force center balance, you could stand on 2 bricks. Or you could just place something, yeah. But you have to do that really slowly and take your time. Yeah. Doing things like standing on something, yeah, you have to be really, really careful. But what it does is it forces you to step in the same place, yeah. It forces you to really pay attention to your center of balance and things. But for what we're doing, we don't need to do that. So this would be the third one. Yeah. Turning and twisting. And if you from standing, if you wanted to add a little bit, you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. Tilt your head 45, look at the hands, because that's going to throw off your center of balance. Right? So if I tilt my head, it's going to throw off my center of balance. It's going to force me to really sink into that hip joint. Right? So even though I'm looking up, sink into this hip joint, sink into this hip joint. Right? Just let my eyes and my head follow that upper hand. Right? I have to sink into that hip joint, relax, not fight. And then come down, and then I'm going to switch. I have to sink into this hip joint. Sink into that hip joint, and sink back into this hip joint. Just holding into that hip joint, folding from there. So you could allow your head up and down a little bit. That's going to challenge your balance a little bit. Right? You don't have to look all the way up. When I first learned this, it was over the top of the head and looking up at the hand and turning. Right? It's like, oh, that's not easy. Yeah. And dialing and turning, really big movement. We don't need that big a movement. Just up here, right? Just following with your eyes first is enough. And then later you can follow a little bit with your head, but practicing sinking and relaxing. Yeah. Shake your hair, you just let everything go. So when you turn, it's this dial, right? You want to feel right in the center of your palm, turning, like you're just turning from here, just turning from here. And elbows and shoulders tuck in, right? And then switching the other side. Yeah. Okay. So just we're right about 11:30. So just a real fast review, right? Just the basic side to side, and then learning to turn all the way to the side, shift the weight. Right, and then sitting back on the turn, on the swoop. Okay, and then the hand comes up, number 2, the second one, right, massaging across the body. And it could go from all the way from the shoulder if you wanted, and then eventually the teacups and massaging the organs and the slap. Right, it could look like that. From here, and then standing, and then the third one. Right. So just start off with the hands first. You could just kind of pump the legs up and down if you wanted to, and then eventually adding the stepping. Oops. Yeah. See, if I'm not focusing, I can't get that. So I have to really sink into that hip joint and relax. Yeah. Where am I? I'm off here. There we go. There we go. Okay, sorry. I'm all off step. There you go. Okay, now I got it, right? The walking in place. Yeah, so if I let my knees step all the way up and down, that helps me to coordinate my movement. From there. Okay. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, that's $1,000 DVD today. Right? We could take all that information. We could probably make 100 different lessons. Break it down. Okay, come. Bring your chair. Loosen everything up. Yeah, wiggle. Wiggle, shake everything out. Extend the legs and gently walk them back again. Reset the whole body. Breathing in, just letting everything center. Rest the hands on the lap. And gently close the eyes and get as close to Wuji. Practice Wuji. Right? Wuji is that state of nothingness. Trying to think of only one thing, whether big or small, just one thing. So trying to just think of your breathing and your alignment and relaxing. Sung the joints. Let your lower belly open, expand, and relax. Open the throat. Sun in the chest, warm and cool, smiling inwardly and outward from the heart, making everything as light as possible. Slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together. And right now I'm thankful I didn't hang any laundry outside. Because I can hear the 1 minute Aina rainstorm right now. Okay, warm up the eyes and gently massage the scalp, fingertips, and followed by tapping. And you can unroll the ears and tap the back of your neck after that. And make sure you massage the neck with your fingertips. You don't have to do exactly what I do. Whatever kind of calls to you in the warm down sometimes. Yes, fine. You massage the back of your neck, just the fingertips, and move your head back, side to side, up and down. And breathe. Breathe. Smile and find things to laugh about. Our baby, she's the boss of all of us, but she loves to laugh. And she plays game and she teases me. So one of her games is to turn off the lights, our dining room light during dinner, because the light switch is really low. So if I'm not there, a lot of times I'm in the kitchen, she'll turn off the light and then she'll come and find me. She'll look at me and wait for me to chase her. But she loves to laugh, so can do things, and we'll look at each other, and I'll just prompt the laugh, right? I'll go, ah! And she'll laugh. She's waiting for that. But yeah, the babies love to laugh. So if you laugh with them, it's a good excuse to laugh and get that out. And usually it ends up, even if you're forcing the laugh, it ends up with a really honest, uncontrollable laugh, right, with the two of you, especially with the baby. The 5-year-old, she's trying to be serious. Gung, seriously, listen to me. I want to tell you something. Gung, stop that. But I always kind of push that tease and play with her until she can't take it. So a lot of times, like, she's cracking up. Gung, stop that. No, I gotta talk to you seriously. And then I'll say something and then she'll laugh. No, seriously. But she's laughing and laughing. But I have to watch, right? Because especially the little girl, if I push it too much, right, then it'll end in tears. So I just have to say, okay. Talking about Kalissa. In one of the games, I pick her up and she goes, Gung, Kalissa. And she starts laughing. Gung, Kalissa. Gung, can you stop calling me Kalissa? No, because she's trying to be serious and control the conversation. So she's go, Gung, Kalissa. Sometimes I'll distract her so much she'll forget what she wanted to tell me. I say, okay, I'm listening. What did you want? And she'll, I forgot. Okay, your right hand, left hand. Okay, thank you everybody. So yeah, lots to look on today's video. You might want to bookmark today's video and just bookmark different parts of whatever part you want to just train. And don't forget, on the YouTube, you can slow it down. You can control the speed. Just slow it down a little bit if you want. Okay, go ahead and thank you, Susie.
Thank you, Susie. Thank you so much. What is really neat. Thank you.